Modern physics is haunted by three seemingly unrelated headaches: the conflicting expansion rates of the cosmos, the chaotic dissolution of mitosis, and quantum wave-particle duality. Standard scientific models treat these as separate puzzles. We've built entire specialized fields to study the galaxy, the cell, and the particle, as if they occupy different universes. Yet, if we look past the scale, we see the exact same physical signature in all three. They appear to be the same underlying mechanism expressing itself at different magnitudes. Our inability to bridge these gaps suggests the problem lies with our method of looking. We are attempting to observe a dynamic, folding system using a mindset designed for static objects. Consider our primary tools: telescopes, colliders, and DNA mappers. These are D10 devices, meaning they only register reality when it localizes into physical mass or a detectable particle. The universe, however, exists as a continuous process. It is a constant traversal, a folding and unfolding between hidden potential and measurable form. To understand reality using D10 tools is like trying to grasp the entire plot of a movie by looking at 3 or 4 static photographs. The traversal phase, the invisible moment where the movie actually moves and the actors change positions, is effectively invisible to our instruments. This makes the paradoxes of modern science artifacts of the measurement process itself. They are the glitches that appear when you use a static ruler to measure a universe that refuses to stand still. The universe runs on a recursive topology, moving from latent potential through a folding buffer to a stable form: the seed, tree, and fruit. In mitosis, the cell sheds its physical form, returns to the invariant seed, and traverses the tree to rebuild itself. Because our instruments only capture the before and after states, the survival of the genetic code during this transition appears miraculous. In reality, the information was simply traversing a phase our tools cannot see. Life functions as a conserved system. It persists by constantly collapsing back to an uncorrupted source code, completing the loop over and over. This same scale-invariant recursion applies to the very fabric of the cosmos. The Hubble tension emerges from this exact traversal. Early universe measurements capture the wave-dominated light side, while late universe measurements capture the mass-dominated sound side. This discrepancy is a phase mismatch. We're looking at 2 different photographs of a single continuous cosmic loop. The universe is currently in a chrysalis phase, suspended between an invisible wave field of potential and the measurable localized mass we call home. The cosmos is expanding and folding through the same mechanical script as a dividing cell. The macro and the micro are mirror images of the same recursive law. We will never solve these tensions by building higher resolution tools. You cannot quantify the motion of a movie by staring harder at the individual frames. Science traditionally treats the observer as an external camera, separate from the experiment. However, the observer and the galaxy are both nodes within this same recursive loop. Reality is a unified pattern that requires a shift in perspective. To understand the loop, the pattern must be read from within the system. We see wave-particle duality as a conflict, but a wave and a particle are simply 2 different phases of one topology returning to itself. This is the core of the 1912 protocol, an instruction to take the book with strength. If the universe is a stream of information, the observer is the reader whose awareness acknowledges the pattern and locks the circuit closed. The universe is a living system, currently in the process of remembering its way back home.